K-Pop Demon Hunters 2 is officially in development, but the story of the movie is still a huge secret, and honestly, after the ending of the first film, there are so many directions they could go that it is hard to even guess how the second movie will begin. In this video, we will not talk about small predictions, but about 5 completely different major theories that could shape the entire story of K-Pop Demon Hunters 2 from beginning to end. And let me say this, some of the possibilities we will talk about toward the end could turn the second movie into an even more emotional and much bigger adventure than the first one. So if you are ready, let's begin. Number 1. The mission to save Jinu. Our first story is, of course, about Jinu's return. Because after what happened in the first movie, the biggest question people have is this: did he really die, or is a part of his soul still living inside Rumi? I think the second movie could begin with Rumi hearing Jinu's voice from time to time. At first, we would think it is only a memory. After all, Jinu sacrificed himself, gave his soul to Rumi, and that power passed into Rumi's sword. But later, Derpy and Sussy appear and bring a message from the demon world. That is when we understand that Jinu has not completely disappeared. One part of his soul may be inside the power he gave to Rumi, while the other part may be held captive somewhere in the demon world. So bringing Jinu back is possible, but for that to happen, HUNTRX has to open the Han Moon with their own hands. Now the problem here is this: even the smallest door opened in the Han Moon could allow other demons to cross into the human world. Naturally, Mira and Zoey are against this, because risking the entire world to save one person does not sound very logical. But Rumi thinks Jinu took the same risk to save her, and she cannot leave him there. In the end, the team stands beside Rumi again, and the three of them enter the demon world together. I think this is where the most fun part of the movie could begin. Because for the first time, Rumi uses her demon traits consciously, instead of hiding them. She can understand the language of demons, see invisible passages, and maybe even transform fully into her demon form for a short time. But the more she does this, the more the possibility of losing her human side appears. So while trying to save Jinu, this time there is a danger of Rumi losing herself. HUNTRX eventually finds Jinu, but of course, it is not that easy. Jinu's human soul and demon side may have been separated from each other, and if they bring him back, they may have to release both sides at once. The new demon leader may want exactly that, because inside Jinu there may be a great power left behind by Guima. In the finale, Rumi is faced with 2 choices: either close the door and leave Jinu there, or save him and risk the new villain entering the human world. But I do not think Rumi accepts either of these choices. Together with Mira and Zoey, she sings a new song and manages to separate Jinu's human side from his demon power. Jinu returns, but he does not become fully human like before. He becomes a spiritual character who can live between the 2 worlds. This way, Jinu comes back, but his sacrifice in the first movie does not become meaningless. Number 2. Rumi's lost father. In the second story, Rumi's demon marks may begin changing again. But this time, the marks do not move when she is scared or ashamed. They move as if someone else is trying to communicate with her. When HUNTRX faces a new demon attack, a powerful demon they have never met appears and saves Rumi. And this is where the first big surprise of the movie happens. This person is Rumi's father. Years ago, he may have fallen in love with Rumi's mother, rebelled against Guima, and been imprisoned in the farthest part of the demon world as punishment. After Guima was defeated, the control over him was broken, and he returned to the human world to find the daughter he had not seen for years. For the first time in her life, Rumi meets someone who is like her, someone who understands both humans and demons. So I think it would be completely normal for her to want to trust her father. But the moment Celine sees this man, everything changes. Because it is clear that Celine has not told Rumi the whole truth about her mother and father. Her father may blame Celine for Rumi's mother's death, while Celine may say that Rumi's father deceived them. Rumi does not know who to believe. The interesting part is that her father does not have to be a classic villain. He may genuinely love his daughter, but he may also believe that completely separating demons and humans is wrong. According to him, not all demons are evil like Guima, and the Han Moon is not only trapping dangerous demons, but innocent ones as well. That is why he wants to completely remove the border between the human world and the demon world. And the only person who can do that is Rumi, because she is half human and half demon. Toward the end of the movie, Rumi realizes that her father truly loves her, but he is also using her for his own plan. Her father could say, "Humans will never fully accept you, but in my world, you will not have to hide." And honestly, this offer may be more tempting for Rumi than we think. Because even though she accepted herself at the end of the first movie, we still do not know whether the whole world has accepted her. In the finale, Rumi stops her father's plan instead of killing him, and says that they need to find another way to unite the 2 worlds. Celine is also finally forced to tell Rumi all the truths she has been hiding. This way, the movie does not only show us a new villain, it also explains who Rumi's mother was, how she met her father, and why Rumi became the first half-demon hunter born into the world. Number 3. The Secret Demon Girl Group. In the third story, a new K-pop girl group could appear, but this group does not reveal itself immediately, like the Saja boys. On the contrary, they are so well prepared that even Rumi cannot sense that they are demons. At first, they act very friendly toward HUNTRX, say they want to sing together, and even claim to be huge fans of the girls. But in a short amount of time, they begin passing HUNTRX on the music charts. Their new songs play everywhere, they win every award, and HUNTRX fans slowly start moving toward this new group. Now normally, there is nothing bad about that. We cannot call every new successful group demons, after all. Mira and Zoey also think this is just natural competition in the K-pop world. In fact, when Rumi starts getting suspicious, they may even say she is acting jealous. But as the girls lose their fame, the Hanmoon also begins to weaken. This is when we understand that HUNTRX's power does not come only from their own voices. The bond they have with their fans also feeds the Hanmoon. The new demon group is not directly hypnotizing people. Instead, they are slowly absorbing the love, loyalty, and energy people feel toward HUNTRX, so nobody realizes they are being attacked. People just think they no longer love HUNTRX and that the new group is more interesting. HUNTRX can no longer fill concert halls, their albums fall off the charts, and maybe even Bobby starts thinking the group's career is over. While the girls try to regain their fame, they also have to figure out why the Hanmoon is collapsing. In the middle of the movie, we learn the new group's true identity, but HUNTRX cannot prove it to people. Because in front of the cameras, the demon girls are perfect idols, but when they are alone, they are completely different beings. Their real plan is not to defeat HUNTRX in battle, but to make people completely forget them and destroy the Hanmoon from the inside. In the finale, our girls realize that trying to be more popular or more perfect than the new group does not work. Instead, they sing an honest and heartfelt song that reminds their fans why they loved HUNTRX in the first place. As the real bond between the girls and the people returns, the Hanmoon grows stronger again, and the demon group's perfect human appearance begins to break apart. So in the final battle, not only swords and demon powers, but also the songs of two girl groups face each other. Honestly, after the first movie, this may be the most natural K-pop sequel story. Number 4. The Global Demon War. In the fourth story, we could take the events out of Korea and spread them across the entire world. The movie could begin with strange attacks happening in different countries at the same time. The Hanmoon in Korea is still working, but some demons begin passing through the barrier as if nothing is stopping them. Naturally, HUNTRX thinks the Hanmoon is weakening again. But when Celine sees these creatures, she realizes that they are not demons controlled by Guima. These are ancient demons that existed thousands of years before the Hanmoon appeared. In other words, the Hanmoon was created to stop ordinary demons. But because these beings are even older than the barrier itself, its rules do not work on them. Think about it. Throughout the first movie, our girls tried to complete the Hanmoon, but now they are facing creatures the Hanmoon cannot stop at all. That automatically makes the threat much bigger. While HUNTRX tries to fight off the first attack, they could meet a demon hunter group from another country. Then we learn that Korean hunters are not the only ones in the world. In different countries, there are other groups fighting demons with their own music and their own cultures. The team in Japan may use different weapons. The hunters in India may create power through dance and rhythm, and the group in Latin America may fight creatures from their own local legends. But of course, not everyone becomes friends right away. Some groups may find HUNTRX arrogant because they act like they are the most important hunters in the world. Others may learn that Rumi is half demon and blame her for the Hanmoon breaking. So there are ancient demons threatening the whole world, but these teams cannot work together at first because they are too busy fighting among themselves. In the middle of the movie, we learn the true plan of the ancient demons. They are trying to break different barriers around the world at the same time and open one global gate that all demons can pass through. And honestly, there is no way HUNTRX can stop this alone. In the finale, while each demon hunter team fights the ancient demon in its own country, Rumi, Mira, and Zoey face the main entity controlling all the attacks. The different music genres of the groups come together inside one song, and for the first time, a new protective network is created not only around Korea, but around the entire world. I think this story would be one of the most logical ways to expand the universe. HUNTRX would remain at the center, while at the same time, they would build a much larger Demon Hunters world where future spin-off movies and shows could take place in Japan, America, or other countries. Number 5. Mira and Zoey's turn. In the fifth story, Rumi is still important, but this time, she does not carry the entire emotional weight of the movie alone. In the first film, Mira and Zoey learned that Rumi had been hiding a huge secret from them for years. They were hurt, they got angry, but in the end, they still stood beside her. In the second movie, we could see the opposite of that. After a long tour, HUNTRX takes a short break, and the girls return to their families. Since Rumi is now more at peace with her demon identity, for the first time, she realizes that her friends are not as problem-free as they look from the outside. Because Mira acts like the tough and confident member of the group, and Zoey constantly jokes around and makes everyone laugh. But both of them have different problems they have not talked about for years, and maybe Rumi was so focused on her own secret that she never noticed what her friends were going through. When Mira returns to her family, she may still be seen as the black sheep of the family. Even saving the world may not be enough for her family to accept her as she is. Zoey, on the other hand, may feel caught between two different worlds because of her Korean identity while growing up in America. She may feel that she is not Korean enough in Korea and not fully seen as American in America. The new villain could be a demon that feeds on the wounds people hide from their families and the fear of not belonging. It shows Mira a perfect life where her family is finally proud of her. But in that life, HUNTRX was never formed. It also offers Zoey a world where she never feels like a stranger anywhere, but in return, she has to forget her friends and her music. So this demon does not forcefully imprison them. It gives them lives that are very hard to give up. Rumi tries to save them, but this time she is facing a problem she cannot solve with her sword. Because Rumi cannot fix Mira's family problems or Zoey's identity struggles on their behalf. The only thing she can do is stand beside them, just like they did for her in the first movie, and remind them that their real family is each other. In the finale, the main song could be started not by Rumi, but by Mira and Zoey this time. Rumi then joins them as the third voice beside them. Mira accepts that she is valuable even without her family's approval, and Zoey accepts that she does not have to choose only one of her two cultures. The first movie was about the identity Rumi was hiding. The second movie could be about the feelings Mira and Zoey are hiding. And I think this would be one of the best ways to keep the same heart without repeating the message of the first film. So which of these 5 stories do you think makes the most sense for K-Pop Demon Hunters 2? Would you want to watch HUNTRX go to the demon world to save Jinu, Rumi's father appear, a major K-pop rivalry with a secret demon girl group, or demon hunter teams from different countries around the world unite against ancient demons? Or maybe the second movie should pull Rumi back a little and focus this time on Mira and Zoey's story. If you have a completely different second movie story in mind besides these, definitely write it in the comments too, because I want to read your most interesting theories and maybe talk about them in the next video. If you want more K-Pop Demon Hunters 2 videos like this, do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. See you in the next video. Take very good care of yourselves.